Just couple of slides. You better I advise you that whenever you have time, just go through these things. So that is all over. Okay. So remember that when you are going to establish a system, so when you form some subsections or some major components, let's say complex component, which is itself an integration of so many basic elements and components. Okay. So in those cases, obviously, some components are connected in series, some components are connected in parallel, right? So basically, you are going to deal with the mixed redundancy. That means there will be a series redundancy. Let's say a system is a combination of two or more than two components. All the components are connected in series. Similarly, maybe all those m number of components are connected in parallel. So that's a series redundancy or that is a parallel redundancy. In real life scenario, what will happen? There will be a series and as well as parallel combination in most of the time in real life scenarios, right? There are n number of components, out of which maybe m are connected in series and rest n minus m are connected in parallel to form an entire system. So that will be called your mixed redundancy. So in all those scenarios, this is nothing new, this is just for your information purpose. MTTF we can calculate in terms of reliability if this data is available, or I am in position to calculate this, right? Obviously it won't be infinite, it will be some definite time practically, or maybe the hazard rate is given, so I can directly calculate MTTF in this margin. Okay. Or I would say that the operating life of individual component is given. What is that? That is basically 1 by lambda. Okay. So maybe this one is given. So in this field, if I want to calculate the system failure of the entire system, okay. I mean the term itself we are using system failure. Okay, we don't say component failure. So the system failure itself, whenever you say, so it becomes lambda s. Why? Because it is a combination of all those n number of components. Okay, where I is tending from 1 to n. So whether you write h or lambda, both are the same. Some authors refer this symbol, some authors refer this. None of the is anything different. You follow as per your requirement anyone. Okay, to standardize. So in that way I can calculate, or this way I can calculate. So whether the d should be given of the individual component, or the lambda should be given of the individual component, or may be the reliability of individual component should be given. So I have three ways to calculate the mean time between failure. MTTF or MTTF both are the same. Again and again and repeat. Okay? So mean time between failure or mean time to failure. It should be less or more. MTTF factor should be high or less. Take that example that we said that we have a system that's life is 1000 units, and it was recommended that after every 200 units it has to go through one scheduled maintenance process. But if I can ensure to form a system, understand? Let's say that I am talking about a profile of a component, and that component is very critical whenever we are going to form a system. Done? So you are going to tomorrow, let's say, going to commission a factory. So in factory you will require tens of thousands of components, out of which certain components are will be extremely critical. Okay, they may be equally costly also. Okay, but there are certain components whose nature will be remain fragile, because as compared to that other component, its profile will be always remain lower. So maybe the cost is also less. So probably your warehouse can, or your maintenance section can bear to have a certain number of pieces in reserve as far as their warehouse or as far as their store is concerned, so that the readily maintenance process of those fragile components could have been done in future if at all needed. But on the other hand, there are some 5 critical components out of thousands, and each component may be costing in hundreds of crores rupees. Okay, but those 5 components are extremely critical. Its life is highly reliable. Maybe it is offering you around 0.995. Nearly it is never going to fail in its entire life cycle. But some malfunction occur. So in that scenario, what you will do? There are 5 components. Either obviously the manufacturer of that critical component when you install your factory is somebody else. May not necessary that everything you are going to fabricate and manufacture in-house and then you are going to go and assemble factory. Is it? No, that's not at all feasible for anybody, right? So maybe you will have a very close business bonding or the contacts with that supplier, because you know that with that specific component, without that specific component, your factory can't run, right? Maybe it is going to stop its operation, shut down, or maybe your efficiency of the plant is going to hamper by a far bigger margin. Maybe your efficiency of plant going to affect by 50% margin, 70% margin, and so on and so on. So in that case, probably your maintenance section can think of to have at least one piece, right? But if that is also not possible, make sure that the original manufacturer OEM should have a what official MOU with you, so that within the 24 hours or with the minimum amount of defined time, as a high priority customer, they should able to, that company should able to supply that particular component to you, right? So in those scenarios, exactly what happened, that the length of each and every component is very done. Now maybe one component reliability was 80%, another component reliability was 99.5%, but you know that the system reliability will be something else. Why? Because that one component reliability was the individual reliability of that component. That is not the reliability of the whole system. So therefore the nature, or in other words you can say that the reliability of a component changes or varies once it becomes the integral part of the system. Now it is not its own, okay, it is a part of a team. So it is definitely going to affect the overall system's reliability. That means it will definitely affect the overall system's failure rate as well. Okay, so that is all about. For parallel systems, you know that from where I got this particular component. Remember that is the, your P is indicating the reliability of that particular specific unit. Okay, so you can use RS and RP here for your understanding, or RC here. RC stands for the component reliability, or you can use this nomenclature. So we have seen in the other class that if you are going to substitute those binomial expressions, you will get this component for mth component, or you can use this expression. So what is this time value saying? That for the value of m, now remember it is also changing with time. So at m plus 1 sample, what is the reliability? So the reliability is the reliability of individual component, 1 minus of this, that is your failure rate, rest to the number of components participating in parallel plus 1. If the number of components participating 2, so that will be 2 plus 1. So it is some m plus 1 value. So that will give you the change in reliability with time. Okay? What was its reliability of the system at m plus 1 time and at m. So the difference of the two will say that how it is changing. Understand? So I have written here P. For your understanding, you can write R. So whenever you are going to use the simple term R, so that is the component reliability. If I am using R subscript S, so that is the system. Okay? If no nomenclature is given, understand that that is the component reliability itself. Okay? So now as far as M or N, whatever term you use, that is ultimately a constant. Okay? So substitute these values, you will get directly this equation. For what? How many? It is like 1 out of 2. Okay? There are only 2 components. Okay? So at least one component you have to keep in active mode, one component you have to keep in standby. Okay? We will see one case study. Then we will start itself today and finish up with the questions. Okay? Now, what is something different about this equation and this? Isn't it same? That is the standard equation. Now, if I know well in advance that I am only considering the useful life period of the distribution function. Okay? So I am not bothering about decrement failure rate or increment failure rate. My failure rate is nearly constant. Rate of change is such a low that I can treat it as a constant failure rate or a uniform distribution function. in that case the distribution function I am referring, that is the exponential distribution. So in terms of failure rate, it is e raised to lambda t. Remember, it's not a lambda of t, it's lambda into t. Okay? So it is e raised to lambda t. So because this distribution function, that means the nature of this reliability function is already known in advance. So rather than writing a general equation, I can straight away write it in this way. Clear? So for CFR, if it is following exponential distribution function, I can already make sure that in my operation or in my case or in my specific application, I did not bother about IFR or DFR, then straightforward put it this equation and calculate it. That will be even easier. Okay? So with the help of this, you are also in position to calculate your MTF or MTPF, whatever you say. Done? Now I want a more generic equation. Okay. Let me say that probably I am not bothering about the bubble distribution function. Maybe I am taking a binomial function. So that is the expression of the binomial function. Okay? What P is indicating? Again, the reliability of that individual components. How many components are participating in series and in a parallel out of the combination of m of x, like 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2. Okay? So substitute this value, and for any type of k out of m system, you will be able to calculate the overall system's reliability. Okay? We'll see one example. Okay? Discuss it. Done? So again, that is a normal, the standard general expression. For CFR, we can straightforward refer this, because why? Because this function is already known. So if it is known to me, better we substitute. Okay? For example, here we have taken a demonstration of considering that the reliability is 90%, 0.9. Reason is a constant failure rate. Check. The combination of redundancy is 2 out of 3. Let's say these are already given to you, or you are a design engineer, so you are considering these factors. So with this, now you are calculating the reliability of the whole system. So you substitute these values. Okay? So simplify the expression. What you are getting this is equal to this. Now, if P is equal to 0.9, so what will be the system reliability? 97.8. Okay? So for our easy understanding, right now we consider that all the m number of components, those are participating in this system. Okay? Each component's reliability is same, 90%. So if component's reliability is 90%, what do you think? What should be the system reliability? It seems like that 90% is the ultimate level. But if you see the mathematics, it says that you are reaching far higher. Okay? With the same people, as a part of team, rather than you will fight as an individual, if you are fighting as a team, okay, or if you are contributing as a team, so because of the team effort, you are getting additional 7.2% improvement in the reliability. That means as good as you are reducing the chances of failure by the same margin. Right? So it's just a theoretical calculation, because remember that practically there is a 90% is possible, but not every component's reliability will be 90%. So this equation will be little more complex. Okay? Quantity analysis, I will show you. We will discuss as a part of case study directly. This we have already discussed. Here don't be confused, because I am considering little more complicated scenario where I consider the unit redundancy is separate than the component redundancy. Component redundancy we do understand. Now unit redundancy means maybe in that whole system more than one unit or more than one sub components are there. Okay, subsections are there. Now what is the reliability of that particular section? So if you will derive those expressions, I won't recommend you, that is not a part of your job. So that is how the unit redundancy will be affected in place of the component reliability. There is a change. It is not exactly same. Okay? But that is just for your information. As a part of your syllabus, you can see. Fine. So we will already consider the weak link technique, mixed redundancy, standby. Series parallel combinations we have already discussed. Say for example, one is This is given. When you consider two electric generators, consider the scenario of a power plant. Okay? So if they are operating at different frequency, because now frequency is one input parameter of that. So if they are operating at two different frequencies, can you keep it in parallel? Or would you prefer to keep it in parallel? We talk about the redundancy here. Okay? So active redundancy or parallel redundancy, sometimes author use it as a like acronym. Okay? Would you prefer? Say two generators operating at two different frequencies. Will you be able to use or interconnect both in parallel? No? Why? Because time constants will be different. Okay? Each generator has certain resistance, so you cannot use it. Okay? So while you are, preparing your SLD, single line diagram, or the piping and instrumentation diagram in terms of C&I or in terms of power systems point of view. So remember all these basic. You are not going to violate any engineering standards to do that. Now if I will refer for that redundancies 1 out of 2. So this is the exact expression where actually certain things we are going to neglect. For example, probability of an individual, okay, which is not the part of that switching action. So probably there is a PT comes, but I can neglect it. If I am neglecting this parameter, so that means I can neglect this whole expression. Okay? So that was something like for your information. Okay. So we substitute it, so we got this simplified. Okay. So either I can refer this, or better you should understand that from where this derivation is. So let's all start from the binomial expressions. This one. Okay? If that expression will be valid, at what condition? Because that is a component requirement, right? Now that cannot be less than 0. Okay? So if it cannot be less than 0, so what will be the criticality condition to maintain this entire expression positive? Okay? So your component reliability in any circumstances should be greater than 1 upon 2 minus P. P is individual components. Okay? So those factors you need to consider. Again, if the expression is known, I am substituting it and replacing it. Markov model, right now you just skip it. We will consider it as a part of our post-unit cell. Bubble distribution, I am skipping 100 times we discussed. 3 parameter bubble distribution. What is the extra? Location. Okay? Now the reliability of the system or component, the behavior of component, the performance of a component may also vary if you are going to change the location. Is it true? Right? In many cases, yes. Right? You are going to use the same device in the operating environment of this place, Burla, Sambalpur. So it has its own unique environmental parameters, constraint, if you look at the entire 12-month cycle. Now compare this with Ladakh or compare this with Alaska. Okay? Maybe environmental constraints are drastically changed. So probably you will not be in position to use the same component, or even if you are using, you may not be able to acquire the similar kind of performances by following the same standard operation and maintenance procedure. You have to change it. Right? So that is the one of the reasons that particularly if you see the best example is your defense system. ठीक है. In our country there are the places where your defense forces has to use their gadgets, their defense equipment to perform their desired task in an environment like around 50 plus degree temperature. But in our same country there is another geographical area where probably the lowest temperature falls even below -40 degree, right? So there are two options. Either they maintain two different supply chain. One will be used in the environment of around -45 degree to let's say +5 degree. Another shall be used from let's say plus above 0 degree to 45-50 degree. Done. Now 45-50 degree is your environmental temperature. When you will start using those components, it has a very mechanical context. It will establish its own friction. So probably while you are going to use that particular component, its internal temperature may be shoot up another 10-20 degree. So if my external environment temperature is 45 degree, probably that defense equipment should be in position to bear another 25 plus 25-30 degree extra. So it should be in position to use optimally at the temperature of 70-80 degree, 90 degree. Done? That is one option. Another option, put a very stringent condition to your supplier that you ensure you do the sufficient engineering, make sure the necessary procedure. Yes, you can give us 2-3 different guidelines. That's okay. That if I am in this range, what are my maintenance procedure? If I am in other region, what should be my maintenance procedure? But by and large, I should be able to use 95% or 98% of the same system, and that same system should be able to perform in the Thar Rajasthan like area, at the same time Ladakh like. ठीक है. So as an individual, which one will be good for you? Using one component, having similar kind of performance, ठीक है, but having two different maintenance operation and maintenance procedure. That is one. Another, maintain right from the start. You start using 2 different or 3 different kind of components, and obviously maintain the equal number of supply chain. Again, you are a user. So purposely I give the example of defense forces. ठीक है? They are not the manufacturer, neither they are manufacturer, nor that is their job. Done? So what will be the better in place? I mean, that process you are in that place. One component, right? Because it will reduce my supply chain also. Done? Right now, it will reduce the requirement of equal number of skilled person also, because if there are 3 different supply chain, so I have to apply the 3 times of my skilled expertise to maintain all the 3 reasons. Okay? So in some cases you can share, remember, huh? So in those cases location will doesn't matter. Okay? If not, what I can do, I can treat it as a 0. So I will simplify this model as a 2 parameter, because now only beta and beta is right. Done? Okay. Can you give me a scenario that the cases where either of beta or beta, what is beta? Scale parameter, is as good as like in a raw language, it is giving me duration. Okay? Time duration of operation. Fine? Now what is beta? Shape parameter. Can I consider one of them as a constant in the best case scenario? This is clear. If all 3 are varying, so it is 3 parameters. Okay? You are not going to use this, and it's just for your understanding. Normally, what you will use is actually 2 parameter or 1 parameter. Okay? So obviously, in 2 parameter, the first and foremost thing I make. Okay? This gamma function has 0. Okay? Why? If it is proven, or I am in position to establish that in my application there is role of location is not any major factor. I may be using the same case thing in Jharkhand, same component in Chhattisgarh, same component in Jharsuguda or Angul of Odisha state. Okay? So in nearby area. So more or less all these profiles are similar. Okay? Let's take an example that maybe you are one of the system engineer, or maybe you are the owner of a steel plant. or a steel factory. Okay, now factory is basically commissioned in the Raigad area of a Chhattisgarh state, or in the Bhilai area of the Chhattisgarh state, or in Rourkela area of the Odisha state, or maybe nearby some place, Jharkhand, don't know much, maybe let's say for example Hazaribagh or near to Ranchi. Okay, so that is basically the Jharkhand state. Now the job of the factory is to produce the sponge iron. That is the byproduct, output. Okay, that is the finished product. What do you think? Do you think that they required all the three factories in three different states? They deal with the three different supply chain system. Okay? There may be some specific things, I don't know, but more or less 80 to 90% cases they will share the same. Okay? Maybe their manufacturing process, manufacturing standard, their marketing standard, their management standard differs, which makes ultimately a classical difference at what rate they will be able to offer their finished product to the market. That may be. Okay? So in those cases you don't have to bother about the location, simply delete it. Okay? Another thing that you can treat beta as a constant. Okay? Only if the shape of the parameter is already known to you well in advance. Like in many cases I will tell you that 1.314 or 1.318 is a very selectively optimized value. If it is optimized value and my application is not that specific or that critical that I need to start scratching everything from the design stage. So I can simply consider beta is equal to 1.318 because it is above 1. More than 1, in fact is more than 1.3, which ensures the sufficient tolerance band. At the same time it is also varying between a critical range of 1.3 to 1.4. So between 1.3 to 1.4 it is one of the value. Okay, you can argue that sir I am going to take 1.33, no problem. Test it. Okay, with 1.33 what are the calculations you will get? If it is supporting you, go ahead. Done? But in that case obviously remember beta is also a factor of time. So if you are selecting 1.33, so you will get a different shape. So that thing you have to take care. But if it serves your purpose, it gives you better results, go ahead. Okay? So in that case, if during my entire operation, if I am not going to change this value, can I treat it as a constant? Yes. Until unless my beta is not constantly varying, I have to maintain more than 1, that is fine. Okay, but whatever factor I have been selected, if I am not going to vary that within my operation from 0 to t, then I can treat it as a constant. Then what are the factor is varying? Only this. What is the performance at the first day? What is the performance after 100 days? What is the performance after 200 days? What is the performance after 500 days? What is the performance at the 800 day or 1000? Only this factor is changing. Right? Rest all are those formulations I have been already shown you. Like for example, take this function. If that is not a factor, neglect it. Okay? Otherwise, you have to approach to select. If this factor is known, you calculate it, or if the FT is already known to you, calculate it. Okay? You will get more or less the same result. So this we have already discussed in the last 2 classes. Okay? So for your information, I keep these contents. In fact, right now I am not going to ask anything new from this, but definitely these are the parameters which plays a very decisive role while you are going to calculate the system reliability of a component. Okay? Again, this is some contents are repetitive. These are the different types, okay, which probably Markov model we are going to discuss later. Okay, binomial decompositions, minimum percent, these all are taking care right now. This slide you can skip. Number 102. Okay. These all are for your information. These all are the certain models. So better is that for your information I am just considering this one or one of the segment of this. Okay? Because that was the proposed model or patented model you can say. These all are the patented models some point of time. It's starting from 1972 till around 2010. Okay? These were the two latest one. Then the most recent one is this one, 2012. Okay? So just skip all these things. And this is for your data. Just that shows how the proposed model, the most recent model was poor or in a better condition to avoid the possibilities of failure during that stage. These all are going to be discussed. Now let us see this one. This is example. Now, for your information, certain things you can neglect, or I will show you the most simplified diagram for the system reliability that you can consider. Okay? So HSU stands for the hydrogen separation unit. Okay? So just for your understanding, you kept on noted down these terminologies. Nothing to do with your examination purpose. Okay? So HSU stands for hydrogen separation unit. Fine. Now it is whose job? Do you think that being an electrical engineer or AAA engineer or EDC engineer, you are anywhere going to be skilled, or you are going to sufficiently acquire the knowledge that how to separate a hydrogen? Nothing to do. So what is my job then? I can assume that 99.98% pure para hydrogen is available to me. What do you mean by para? How many? H2 is 2. H dash H. So then which will be the most stable? If I will just draw a benzene model, if the two are separated by 180-degree phase shift, that is the most distance fixed. So that is called your para hydrogen, because that connection can be here, can be here. Right now? So the nearest is more repercussion, farthest least repercussion. Least repercussion, that means most stable. Okay? So being a C&I engineer, I can assume, because that is somebody else's job to ensure that that thing is available through hydrogen separation. So classically, your job starts from that. Okay. Now, obviously, you have to assume that there is a certain role for this. Okay. So what is that IC? That is called your insulation chamber. Okay. SIVL, this terminology somewhere I have been already used in discussion. That is super insulated vacuum line. Now you see, if you just forget a SIVL line, what is this? It comes from here, moving in this direction, left to right. Right now, if I will, for example, for a moment, if I will say this line, so then what this line is providing? It's like a bypass. Sometimes happen in your city there is a celebration, there is a something, okay, one march past is going on, somehow the road is blocked. So what your traffic police do? They initially observe, then if the information is priorly available or as per the real time observation, if they see that this chaos will be kept on longer time, then the traffic will also proportionally sequentially affecting. So better is that the portion of traffic you just bypass, one has nothing to do with this main line. Okay, so what that provide? Flexibility to maintain the traffic, right? So let us assume that doesn't matter how wonderful engineering you have been done here. If some problem you will face at this stage, what you will do? One option kept on waiting. Another option, do something to just bypass this one. Okay, we will do some byproduct exercise to maintain workout here. But because of this line, what is this? Reservoir. That is a separation. This is a reservoir. Sometimes in industry you might have seen the big size tanks. And the similar like structure maybe 4, 16 or 8. So it looks like a, for example, is like a gas tank or water tank or something. Same size, same dimension, connected just in interconnected networks. ठीक है, क्यों किया था उन्होंने? They could have made only one reservoir of the n amount of volume. Okay, rather they prefer maybe 8 such reservoir with each capacity of n by 8. What it does? Initial investment cost is very high, isn't it? Now I'll make 8 separate tank. So multiply by 8 is the same volume, but now separate 8 tanks. Each tank has to be connected through at least one line. So obviously your material requirement or engineering requirement is increasing. So cost तो बढ़ गया ना? Why I am referring that? Because if there is only one tank and something happened with the inlet or outlet valve of that tank, remember that's closed chamber. I don't have even option to open the vessel and see what is the scenario. Okay, not at all recommend. Then what should I do? My entire line will be choked. But if I can maintain 8 such tanks, okay, now if problem is happen with one or two line, at least there are the others who can ensure the feeding. Okay, by the time your operation and maintenance people can come and do the necessary job. Okay, so that's why they always maintain reservoir. LH2 stands for your liquid hydrogen. Okay, so obviously it's a reservoir. We will not say it's not gas, it's liquid. Okay, so these are the return valves. Okay, these are the return valves. Somewhere it is written NRV, non-return valve. In non-return valve, outside pressure and inside pressures are different. Normally outside pressure is low as compared to the inlet pressure. Because the inlet pressure is high, so something you are feeding cannot come back. समझ में आया? हैं? There is a vessel, there is a pipe. So this is a pipe. That is the inlet point. That is the outlet point. Understand? This outlet pressure is low. Let's say 1. This inlet pressure is 2. Can it come back? Okay. Do I need to maintain any degree? Nothing. Simple at 0 degree. Okay. I maintain the differential pressure. It can't come back. So that is a non-return valve. Make sure that nothing will come. Okay. So obviously that will be going question. Where is not needed is the return valve. Now it can be a flapper type. It can be on off. It can be something depending on your requirement. Okay. You require only 2 actions. So it will be on off. You require continuous action, opening and closing, just like we tap, open and close our water tap. It's like a continuous pattern. धीरे-धीरे बंद हो, धीरे-धीरे खुले हो. Isn't it? It's not sudden, na? Right? So depending on that requirement, those are small components. Fine. TI is T stands for temperature, I stands for indicator. That means basically a transmitter, local transmitter. It is displaying continuously the temperature inside this reservoir. Okay? So obviously these are some components. Now, if I say that if something happened with this stage, then this my job of full reservoir is gone. Not gone suddenly, because remember this reservoir is already full. But if the required maintenance time is now something happened at this stage, if required maintenance time is more than the total amount of capacity that this entire reservoir can feed. Remember it's written 2 cross 8. That means in one line there is a 8 components, 8 tanks for example, and like this there are 2 parallel lines. So it's like a 16 combinations. Okay? But whatever its capacity is, if in the worst case scenario, if something happened at this stage that it is not recoverable so easily, okay, my warehouse or my store doesn't have a replacement right now, so I need to wait, and that time is more than this. What you will do? First and foremost, inform to your operation people that this is the problem happens. Okay, right now I have a capacity to entertain you for let's say 5 hours, but the maintenance time we required is minimum around 8 hours. Okay, so first of all, reduce your capacity. I mean reduce the rate of consumption. So that may prolong your little bit, maybe in place of 5 hours if you are reducing by 20% margin, so it will give you another 50 minutes, so roughly around 6 hours or so and so. Okay, then accordingly you take measures for your section. Okay, by the time they ask you that, sir or ma'am, is anything could be your option, we are trying because we have a bypass. Okay, so this is the reason that by the same super insulated vacuum line here you have given Understand? So this is something you need to take care at your design stage. Why? Because the super insulated vacuum line, as its name says, it has a huge amount of pressure bearing capacity. Okay, probably more than the pressure what your reservoir can bear. Clear? Probably if it can bear around 16 bar or 32 bar, it is nearly double or 4 times. It can bear around 64 bar. Okay, very high pressure line, extremely high pressure line and highly agile. Okay. So therefore, if this problem will happen here, so this line and this line, that is up to this point, it should have the similar performance. Okay. Now why 2? Because here I am referring a philosophy of 1 out of 2 redundancy. If it is 3, then you have to give one more parallel line, one more super insulated vacuum line, and then you start. So now remember, that is your stage 0, I would say. Okay, being a C&I, we have nothing to do, or probably being a reliability engineer, you have nothing to do with this. So your job is starting from here. So this is one first major subsection. Now this is second major subsection, where if you see closely, there is no difference between these two. You see very clear. Except some nomenclature, there won't be any difference. Somewhere is mentioned PB83C2, somewhere is mentioned PB83B2. Because that reservoir is B, that reservoir is C. Absolutely same. So it shows that the whole section is in redundancy with the other section. Clear? Is it a component? If I will consider only this portion, is it a component? No. It's a myriad, itself a myriad of number of components. Okay? If you closely count all these things, around it is more than 256 components. Okay? So this whole section, or I can treat this whole as a system also. Okay? Because I am treating this whole configuration as my system. So for me it is a one subsection, but major subsection. Okay? That ensures, because it is a closed, so I need to take care of all those things. Depressurization, filling, then filling के बाद क्या करोगे? Pressurize, attain your desired pressure rate for what it is designed. This reservoir is designed, because remember this one is different than this. You are using it for storage purpose. You are using it for processing purpose. So engineering is different. Okay? Leave to those basically thermal engineering and the chemical guys. That is not our job. But definitely the characteristic of this is different. Okay? Now whatever it is, whether this one or this one, either one of the line will be in the active mode, another line will be in the standby mode. Now just for your reference I am telling you, for example, if one line, that means this is like the brain of this subsection, if this line has a capacity to entertain its end user, say is a generating section, okay? So it's an end user to roughly around for 2 to 3 hours, then the whole preparation, let's say this was in active mode, this was in standby. Understand? What do you mean by standby? Sir, I am ready. As and when you will say, I'll just run. Okay? Without a delay of 1 second. Okay? So it has a taken over. Now it will come back to standby mode. Standby mode में आ गया ना? Now it's a closed tank. Closed tank में क्या होगा? When everything is fitted, let's say tank is now empty. What do you think? The pressure will be 0? No. Because there are many chemical actions happen now. It's a closed tank. Right? Pressure will never be a 0 by default. It will have some pressure. Let's say that pressure is even 0.1 bar, and if you have not taken care of it, and if you are repeating this cycle for 10 times, what happens? 10 times ये active mode में आया, फिर standby में गया, फिर active mode, फिर standby. ठीक है? If you have not taken care, what will happen? Each time it is getting an additional pressure of 0.1 bar. By the 10th cycle it is 1 bar. ठीक है? By the 20th cycle, what will happen? After certain maximum limit, the system will fail. So you always have to depressurize. Don't assume that it is depressurized. So first action, depressurize. Depressurize means mathematically it should be right. 0. Okay? Exactly may not 0, because we are working on earth condition. It's not actually a space. So it's close to 0.01 bar, some positive value, but it's close to 0. So vacuum like condition. Then what you will do? You will fill. You have filled it. Now you have to achieve required bar. Let's say it is designed to have a inside pressure of around 16 bar. So now 0 plus will be slowly reaching to 16 bar. Now it is ready. So at 16 bar, if I will open the outlet valve, it is designed to feed at that desired rate. To whom? To the next section. Now let them do their job. Okay? So when you will do that, obviously you have to measure the inside pressure. You have to monitor the pressure. You have to transmit the same data to the controller. You have to monitor the level. You also have to transmit the same data to the controller. Difference between I and T, indicator and transmitter. That's all. It's just for your information. Okay. Now, in these cases, so you will see that there is an inlet valve. Just for your reference, I kept on bold it. That is inlet valve. Why inlet? Feeding to this section. So it's an inlet. Incoming valve, through which you are feeding out this section. Right? So that is your outlet valve. Right? Okay. So in this, sorry, not this one is your outlet. Universal valve, right? UV. Okay. So these are the pressure valves. So he is used for pressurization and depressurization purpose. Okay. इसका काम is the internal. It's like an internal closed loop cycle. Okay. So from your control system point of view, we will first solve this line. Then we will come to the outer line. Okay. So that is the inlet, that is outlet, that is your pressurization and depressurization. Depressurization, pressurization. Okay. So in this case, similar fashion, this has been designed. Okay. Now after this, the role of rest are different. Somewhere HX is written, that is nothing but it is a heat exchanger. Okay. WD for water type. Now there are some M type of component. How can I take what is my objective? My objective that it should offer increased reliability. Okay. Next class. It should offer me better reliability. It should offer me therefore lesser chances of failure. Both are proportional. Okay. It should require minimum amount of maintenance time. Okay. Now, if particularly you are following Weibull distribution function, कब follow करोगे? If you are something like a design engineer, because if you are in operation, so that means you are already in useful life. Understand? But if you are a design engineer or scientist, so you are taking care of the first stage, then probably you can use the term Weibull reliable life. So both are the same. So everywhere don't use Weibull reliable life. Weibull extend says that you are using a distribution function. You consider the distribution function for analysis purpose is Weibull distribution function. Weibull distribution function का कब लूँगा? When I am going to consider all the increment and decrement failure rate, including constant failure. I am considering all the three stages. Okay. Then and only. Otherwise, why should I complicate my job? Okay. So that is minimum time needed for reference. These are the parameters. Okay. Then improved mean time to repair. Improved mean time to repair का मतलब क्या हुआ? Repair time ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, कम होना चाहिए? हैं? हाँ, तो improved mean time to repair मतलब क्या हुआ? Think in that. Okay. Repair time कितना होना चाहिए? Should be as less as possible. है ना? अभी repair time कम कैसे होगा? जब useful life नहीं. Okay. It's by product of course. Useful life period ज़्यादा होगा. But how? The initial guideline was that your system can run for 1000 units, and it was also guided that after every 200 unit you have to go through a standard maintenance procedure. My wish is that can I do something with the same component, because now the component is a part of my system. So I have been already calculated that the behavior of the component may change if it is a part of a system as compared to the system when it behaves as an individual. Complicated हो रहा है ज़्यादा, complicated हो रहा है. You are performing as an individual, ठीक है? Your mid-sem exam, end-sem exam procedure. You are judging on based on your individual performance. नहीं? What if the wonderful that if you are allowed to keep your question paper, beta go back to your hostel, है ना, फॉर्म अ टीम, सॉल्व इट, कल आकर के मुझे आंसर शीट सबमिट कर देंगे, है लुक्स वेरी बिजी बोला ना, अरे नहीं, also professionally assume that what kind of question will be given. Okay, then but approach is different. There your approach is that not how the individual is performing. In any way I have to do a relative grading. Okay, because I cannot write on Karthikeshwar sheet that this is the team performance of the whole. तो फिर वो जहाँ इंटरव्यू में जाएगा वो बोलेगा काम करो भाई, तुम तो आ गए, बाकी टीम कहाँ गई, उसको लेके आओ. It's not like that, ना. We'll do initial grading, but what was the effort? How as a team you are performing. ठीक है? I do not know who has given little more input, who has given little lesser input, but as a team whether you succeed or fail. But I know that your performance will be different if I will mark you as a part of team rather than as an individual. The same thing we are doing. ठीक है ना? अभी I have done something that now I ensure that no, after not every 200, after every 250 units you have to go through a maintenance, है ना? What was the life cycle ideally? 1000 stretch हो गया, forget it, stretch हो गया, that is a bonus for you. Let's say in place of 1000 it becomes now 1100. So that additional 100 hours or 100 days is a like a no cost investment, na? Did you pay for that? No, right? You pay from your buyer for 1000 hours, but now you are in position to use this for 1100 hours. Okay, but that's a byproduct. What I am saying that it was designed for 1000 units, but you are able to ensure that my next maintenance I will schedule after 250 units in place of 200. Okay, so how many maintenance cycle now I have to go through? 4 in place of 5. Lesser number of maintenance cycles, so that is the mean time between failure. Understand? So numeric value should be lesser. कब होगा? When I already ensure that my system reliability is higher than the components. Understand now? So that is what your improved mean time to declare. Okay? Hazard rate is something related to failure rate. You will see. This is again just for your information, nothing to do from your examination point of view. The performance of all these models. Okay. I think initially this one is already gone. The magnitude is you can still use. Wonderful thing, very simple system, very simple system. But the problem is this: availability rate is nearly less than 60%. So that means there is a more than 40% chances that your system may collapse at any point of time. Okay? As compared to this. Okay? But for a case study we are going to consider is this one. Okay? Just for a reference, so I am skipping rest all. Okay? It's not useful. Now I am using again Weber distribution at the design stage, the most complex one. That is component reliability. Okay? We are considering 2 parameters. Okay? If it is so, that is the hazard rate. Okay? Minus PR by dt. So that is the system reliability. If you are more interested, so that is what I am talking about. What is this? Function of time. H and lambda is same. This is denoted. So that is a failure rate, right? Is it a component of time or not? Yes. It is changing with the instantaneous value of time. What is this? What is this? BSc interest power 2012 में IEEE system journal one paper was published. What is now? ठीक है? What is this? Is it a component of time? No. In place of days, isn't it treated as a constant? It is multiplied to time. That is different. So that time is here. You are summing, integrating. So this dt, you are integrating the dt. So that is there. ठीक है? I is a integer in a. So that is the same scenario here. ठीक है? How is it a constant? Can I treat it as a constant? ठीक है? मैथमेटिशियन को बताओ, हाँ? मैथमेटिशियन तुम्हारा बताएंगे, ठीक? If it is a useful life period, if I can consider that it is a constant failure rate, if I can ensure that my time interval is bounded, not unbounded, so that means there is a closed time interval, ठीक है? So you can substitute certain mathematical conditions to prove that this h can be treated as a constant for useful likelihood, not for everything. Okay, all the three. So for that, this simplification, this equation has been simplified. Otherwise, that is the original equation, but now I am using this for my calculation purpose. Okay, what is this? Series redundancy, the redundancy of the reliability of the system. Okay, with a mixed combination. Okay, where more than one component. How many components are there? Main subsections, 2 subsections. Okay, so that is 1 out of 2. So that will be the. Okay, so I am using this. Maybe in that whole system, some components are connected in series, some components are connected in parallel. The components those are connected in series, I will take, let's say, component P and component Q. If they are the 2 components, they are connected in series. So that is the system reliability of that combination, small combination. Okay, so like remember na, you solve that signal flow graph or the block diagram approach. क्या करते थे? You start solving from the internal. Initially you solve the internal configuration and then you are kept on coming to outer surface, right? The same approach you do. ठीक है? So now if it is a parallel redundancy, ठीक है, or hot redundancy, whatever you call. So that means basically these 2 components are in parallel. So I am going to use this combination. ठीक है? So that is your n minus 2. So is 2 minus 1 is 1. So it is 1 minus rp convolution or the product of 1 minus rq. Yes, calculator. So this will give you the system reliability if these 2 components are participating in parallel. If it is the system reliability if these 2 components are participating in series. Similarly, solve your subsection. Come for your the whole system. ठीक है? Now, for our understanding purpose, though it is already proven, but let's say as a part of the case study, you assume that the reservoir we have taken, its reliability is varying from 0.9 to 0.7. I have already given you that minimum data in the last lecture. ठीक है? Because remember that is the theoretical one. Practically मेरे लिए 0.0 का कोई value नहीं है. 0.0 that means the system is already failed. Okay, so if you can't do sufficient engineering at the design stage that to avoid the minimum possibility of the failure, then लाला क्या बोलेगा? हैं? बोलेगा मैडम थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू, बेकार में सैलरी दे रहे हो, है ना, इतना सारा पैसा भी दूँ और उसके बाद भी तुम बोलोगे कि इसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है? पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट बोले ना बोले, बात जरूर बोले. So make sure that it should be non-zero value. Yeah? In some cases I have given 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, but it should be some numeric value. Can't be zero. Okay. Now the reliability of heat exchanger relatively fragile as compared to this. Okay. It requires very sophisticated engineering, but it requires lesser. Maybe the cost is less, but fragile in nature. Because it's a fragile in nature, so my upper boundary cannot be higher. Okay. So there is a 20% probability that it can fail at any moment of time. There is a 10% probability. This one, super insulated vacuum line. Okay, highly specialized, 95%. Okay, so likewise, certain data must be available to you, or you will find. Now, see that diagram. Again, I am repeating. Let's say, just see once, very carefully. These models. Just see these major components. Something to keep a snapshot. I am not going to upload this probably. Okay, some slides I am going to cut. I will upload on university webpage. You people carry document. Okay? I've seen. I can come back at any moment of time again. Huh? And that is available already publicly. Don't worry. No? In the research paper form, it is already available. Nothing to hide. Clear? तो लेने में भी किसी प्रॉब्लम नहीं, रिटर्न इधर ही है, 2032 इधर ही आओ, ठीक है ना, है by 38 recording sometimes is also not okay. Now you see, just forget those small components. Okay, try to recall about all the major subcomponent of the major component and try to connect with this. One is RTA. TA क्या था? Reservoir, है ना? Right ना? Okay. SI in short is given that SIPL. ठीक है? So SIPL was in parallel to reservoir. So there are two things. So RTA is in parallel with RSI. है ना? Now I have to calculate the redundancy of these two. कैसे करूँगा? Parallel. Can't I say that this is itself a system, subsystem? So can I calculate with this way? Okay. Now for my numeric calculation for my reference, unless I do not want to substitute everything. So can I treat that if these two are the variables with time, so that factor is Rx. So my system reliability of this subsection is Rx. I can calculate separately. Okay. Now, what is your Ry? So all those heat exchangers. कहाँ पे आ रहा था? हाँ? Outlet के बाद जो था टेक्मा T83B and T83C. So these were in parallel. है ना? क्यों parallel रखा था मैंने? I know heat exchanger is the most fragile section of this model. है ना? With the maximum chances of failure of 20%. ठीक है? What was the data? What was the data? कितना? Above 90. But there is a component in this system whose maximum is 80. ठीक है ना? So it can dilute my job. So if it is, keep one parallel. ठीक है? वो अपने आप में स्टैंड बाय में रहेगा. It is like a standby within the standby. ठीक? It is also a standby. Now this whole is a module of this. These two are the module of this. For example, ठीक? So it is 1 out of 2. It is 1 out of 2. I can calculate these separately. ठीक है? So I calculated from here. What if HE1A is in parallel to HE1B? Heat exchanger 1A is in parallel with 1B. ठीक है? That 2A is in parallel with 2B. So similarly I can calculate. Let's say if this value is equal to Ry. ठीक है ना? अभी for this one I will take Rz. So if you see that both calculation will same. So even you can say that Ry is equal to Rz. है ना? But what it will does, rather than considering all the four factors, I can consider now only two. है ना? Again this Rx and Ry in parallel. So I can do one more job and calculate some other factor. Okay? So I have done it. Ry. Okay? Now T83B. Now it has a something different. ठीक है? So Ry with this, or I will say that C with this. ठीक है? So these two are in series. Any confusion? In series, na? Sequential correction. So is in series. Okay? Similarly, if this value is Rs, I will take one Rt for combination of these two. ठीक है? Now where Rs and Rt both are in parallel. ना तो कर लोगे ना? Simple job. ठीक है? Let's say that nomenclature is R alpha. ठीक. Similarly, what else again? R beta. So that is another exchanger. That is another exchanger. ये क्या कर रहे हैं basically? Remember that inside processing tank जो 83B 83C हमने लिया था, its pressure was 16 bar. I have to feed at let's say 4 bar or 2 bar above than your atmospheric pressure. Remember, right? अगर atmospheric pressure के equally करना है तो तुम्हें pressurization ही क्यों करो? ठीक है? So let's say it's a 4, but processing tank capability is to handle 16 bar. So outlet of the processing tank, this 83 TB and TC, इसका pressure handling capacity कितना रहेगा? 16 bar. What is tank outside pressure? That will be the same pressure to the input of the valve, outlet valve. So is the same 16 bar. Feed कितने रेट पे मेरे को करना? 4 bar. Now 16 bar is much higher than the 4. Basically I have to reduce the pressure, flow rate, isn't it? High pressure means high flow rate. Pressure reduce करना. What do you want? You will can you reach 16 to 4 directly? Yes, you can. Okay, right now. What should I do? I should reach to 16 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 2. Always go sequence. ठीक है? It will require little more investment, but it will be a rugged design. ठीक है? आप स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रेशर बिल्ड कर रहे हो, स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रेशर डिप्रेशराइजेशन रिड्यूस कर, है ना? अदरवाइज द कंपोनेंट दैट इज पार्टिसिपेटिंग दैट विल बिकम प्रेसाइल, उसका लाइफ जो है आपका विल रिड्यूस एक्सपोनेंशियली. ओके, क्वेश्चन इज दैट कैन इट बी डन? यस. शुड आई डू? नो, दैट्स नॉट. ओके, सो दिस इज द रीजन दैट व्हाई यू टेक नंबर ऑफ एक्सचेंजेस. ईच टाइम तुम उसको थोड़ा थोड़ा ब्रीदिंग स्पेस दे रहे हो. ठीक है? So I bring from 16 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 2, for example, like this. Whatever your ultimate requirement is. Okay? So likewise, you can solve beta and gamma. Okay? These are it's up to you. जो तुमको नाम लिखना लिख दो 1, 2, 3, है ना? Now, can I say that this section is in series with this, that is in series with this, in series, in series. So 5 major subsections are in series. Substitute those values. Substitute those values. ठीक है? I'll get this. LR basically is actually low redundancy. ठीक है? उसमें in that previous slide whatever HR is mentioned that was the high redundancy. ठीक है? So that was actually designed for 2 out of 3, not for 1 out of 2. So there was 2 models, 1 out of 2, 2 out of 3. 1 out of 2 was published, 2 out of 3 was the actual patent. Okay? So it is actually this one. So that's why this value. As is very actually 6-stage odd redundance system. ठीक है? So that is all just terminology. So this is a function of that. Clear? That is exactly what we want. Done?